Your entree tonight is a Buttonwood Farms chicken breast. As you know, all of our proteins, we work toward a heritage or historic breed program here in Missouri. Right now we're focusing a lot on bringing in different pork, especially endangered and near extinct pork, which oddly enough, to save those breeds, there has to be a market. So even though you hear extinct or endangered and then we're serving them, that seems contrary, but it actually makes a lot of sense, because if there's no market, there's no need to continue the breed. This chicken is not one of those endangered species, but it is local from, as I said, Buttonwood Farms. Here, very traditional. We brine and then roast it. It's served tonight with that black walnut sap vinegar that has been barrel aged, which I've previously mentioned, along with sorghum. Sorghum is one of our primary sweeteners. Lots of tradition here in the Ozarks with sorghum, and this comes from an Amish family just north of Springfield, Missouri, where they do it organically and very traditionally, which is nice. So often when you find sorghum, it's been cut with corn syrup, and they do that because sorghum has a strong flavor, and to modern taste, sometimes it's too much. So people selling sorghum will cut that flavor, which also cuts their cost. But for us, as contemporary modern chefs, there's things we can do with that flavor to bring out the good parts and settle down the harsher notes. And so hopefully you'll agree that we've done that here tonight. This is also served with Bayou Belle sweet potatoes. Bayou Belle is a really great sweet potato that we found from local farmers a few years ago, and we've continued to serve it just because it's so deliciously sweet, and I think it's one of the best ones to treat the way we do, which is to sous vide it and then finish it in a skillet. Here, of course, we're using Lodge cast iron, which has a lot of great flavor retention. For those of you who are enjoying the wine pairings tonight, this is a Chateau Brendot. It's a Bordeaux, and Bordeaux is a very important region to our wine program because we know that wine from that area was, of course, first harmed, but then later saved by Missouri rootstock in the mid to late 19th century. Our research in this area has really exploded in the past couple weeks. We've been working with the National Archives and expanding that to a number of archives around the world, both here and in France, trying to find shipping records, tax records, or agricultural records that show not just that rootstock traveled and did the work that we know it did, but what we're trying to find is specific villages, regions, provinces, and if we're even lucky, specific vineyards in France that we know Missouri rootstock was in. We know it went to Bordeaux, that's not a question. The question is, can we find a very specific place, and can we see what wine is currently being served in there? We have no expectation that Missouri rootstock is still in the ground in France. Technology's come a long way around viniculture, and so we don't expect that. But to be able to say that this wine is coming from the ground that Missouri rootstock once was in would be really a fantastic find. And so we now have a team of people who have reached out to help us with this project. It's gotten a little bit beyond our ability as a kitchen. We only have so many hours in the day, and currently we don't have interns from SLU just because of their odd COVID schedules. But now we have people because we submitted our 2021 academic goals to the community. We posted them on our social media. We had a number of people reach out to help. We're always looking for more help, more volunteers. And in this instance, we have 2 or 3 folks who are digging into these archives for us. So it's getting very exciting, and hopefully soon we'll have wines on our list that we know came from specific vineyards or at least villages in France. But for now, we know the provinces, and Bordeaux is one of them. So I hope you enjoy this wine.